Well, I have a problem, and well, you can see I have a few 3D, well, a number, there's more. I have a lot of 3D printers, and no, that's not the problem, regardless of what my wife says.
You may regret that.
I'd like to do more with them than just print out a bunch of things and do the occasional commission, that type of thing. But I still don't really know a lot about selling online. So, fortunately, there are websites online that can help me with that, like Cubee3D. I've been looking at Cubee3D's pages for quite a while. After I did some talking back and forth with them, well, they're gonna let me test run their intro level, what they call the Hive community. The Hive community is really just scratching the surface of everything that they have to offer. There is a lot in here. The Hive community is just as affordable as any of those other pay sites you may have seen, like Patreon, things and others like that. And those other sites might not let you access everything before your starting month. I know a lot of creators are starting to do that more and more. Not here. Cubee is going to give you immediate access to over 600 royalty-free designs, all in their community database. And to top that off, they add over 30 new designs every single month. This community level, like I said, that is their intro level, and it's only $10 a month. You get a beginner level, but you get a lot of files. You also get access to a lot more stuff that we'll talk about in a minute. And of course, you have to pay more to get more. Now the next step, the Hive Plus, well, it obviously gives you everything in the community level, but this level also comes with some really exclusive high-end designs, and this will start you somewhere around $29 a month. They have a lot of designer catalogs, and you can choose one of those to go along with your Hive Plus membership. Along with all of that, you get one-on-one business support from the Cubee sales and marketing team. Now, if all that sounds great, but you want a little bit more, or maybe everything, then Hive Unlimited, well, that's the way to go.
Unlimited.
It's only $79 a month, but for that, you get, well, unlimited access to all of their creators. And, of course, everything else, unlimited. Seats to the Hive Plus and the Hive Unlimited plans and those libraries, those seats are limited. And what that means is there's a limited number of people selling those designs. Okay, so lots of designs, lots of creators, lots of great things to go along with that, like exclusivity and selling. But they recently have launched what they're calling their expert sessions. And what that's going to do is give you live video sessions that you can join 5 to 6 times or more every single week. What Cubee says is they've mapped the top needs of 3D printing businesses like you and me that are selling products out there or trying to start out, and they've created sessions in every subject they could think of. Each one of those subjects has a dedicated expert that hosts a webinar every month, and that webinar is going to be recorded and available for later. And then there's going to be somewhere around 3 small group live sessions where members can interact with that expert. For the community tier, it is a little bit more limited, obviously, being a beginner level. You're going to get like 5 or 6 of the most current webinars that they've recorded. You'll get access to those, and then those will rotate out as they record more live ones. They have webinars on 3D printed businesses, and what that's going to do is help you to understand your 3D printing business, about sales and how you do your inventory and things like that. They also have webinars on print farming, the ups, the downs, tips, everything that you can imagine on running your own print farm. And also there's digital marketing. They'll talk to you about starting a digital marketing campaign, how to get a user to actually stop on your ad, how to put value into it, trust, all those types of things. They even have webinars where they meet designers, and you can find out more about the Cubee3D designers, what inspired them to do things that they did, how they got where they're going, even a little bit more insight into who they are and what they do. You'll find out about selling on Etsy. Why should you do ads? When should you do ads? what should you put in those ads, how you should price your different items on there, information that you should make sure you add or don't add, and a lot more along that. And then there's brand building. They're going to give you best practices for building your brand, what that actually means, what you need to do, and they actually kind of walk you through how to do it. And like I said, they are adding new content all the time.
I'll take it.
What about those prints? What do they look like? Well, here's a few that I've actually printed out, and I'm really impressed by them. Currently, they have over 600 files in their community library, and they're adding 30 or more every single month. Now, I will say that there's a lot of similar files from, specific designers, but, that always makes sense. Why not do a variation on a theme and give people more ideas, like this lamp that actually has a lamp base that's completely separate. You can add in a light bulb and put all that in there. Print out multiple one of these bases if you want. All the lamps that this designer does all fit in there perfectly, and they all look great. So there's an idea for you. Now, some of the files, like that one, may look a little similar to some you find on other databases, but they are completely different, and you get a commercial right to sell these. So what all do they have available for you? Well, when I'm going through, and I did go through every single one in the community database, there are lots of these lampshades and vases. They have piggy banks, they have statues, figures, incense holders, coasters, headphone holders. They even have magnet kits. There's jewelry and jewelry holders. There's candle holders. There's all sorts of Christmas things for you. And yes, even articulated stuff like this shark and these dragons.
Who saw that coming? I did.
Okay, so I've talked about the Hive Plus and the Hive Plus Unlimited plans and the prices. And just so you know, a majority of those prints are exclusive, which means most of them aren't going to be found anywhere else. Also, on top of that, and this is probably the coolest thing, at least for the prints, is that there's a limited number of sellers in each one of these libraries and each one of the levels. And that makes it really easy for you to know that there aren't going to be, hopefully, thousands or tens of thousands of the same design being sold everywhere that you could possibly sell. You're only going to be competing with a few of your other Cubee hivers. Along with all of that, there are some requirements to not only help with those exclusive designs, as I mentioned, but also to help the designers themselves. The first thing is, there is a required attribution for every single design that you sell. And what that means is you must give proper credit by mentioning the designer on every post you make and every product listing. They do say that you must mention that you're a Hive authorized seller on every one of the listings that you post. And to help you with that, they're going to give you a seller badge that you can post and show on every platform that you decide you want to try to sell on. Well, how do the designers of all of these awesome files, how do they get paid? Well, that's where you come in. You are going to be required to report your sales every single month so the designers can get their proper payment from Cubee, and that comes out of your membership fees. Now, don't freak out, because Cubee actually is going to help you a lot. They provide you spreadsheets and a lot of information to help get you going, and it's like with anything, once you get started, do it a few times, it's just kind of second nature. That's Cubee3D in a nutshell. But wait, come here. I need to tell you something. Cubee3D might not be for you.
I have absolutely no idea what's going on.
Don't get me wrong now. If you're just looking for a database of some really well-made designs, then, well, actually Cubee might be for you. But if you don't care about selling those designs or learning about the business of selling or having exclusive and commercial rights to sell those designs, well then, no, it might not be for you. But don't forget, they're growing and constantly adding new stuff all of the time, which means they're not only getting better for you, but they're helping you get better along the way. So let me know what you think, especially if you give Cubee3D a try. And let's continue to learn, create, and amaze.
You have got to start thinking B, my friend. Thinking B!